Hello everyone, welcome to the start of my Booktube channel. My name is Kupel and this is a couple books. I'm going to start off this channel with the Booktube Newbie Tag. The first question on this tag is, why did you start this channel? Well, I have a lot of different interests in books. I read mystery, I read sci-fi, I read fantasy, I read thrillers, and I have a lot of different channels that I watch that talk about each of those individual genres. So I'm hoping to kind of create a channel where I can bring all of my favorite bookish genres onto the same platform, and as well talk to you guys about other nerdy bookish things that I find interesting that I'm hoping that I can find a general audience for. Now, the second question on this tag is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Well, I think I read a lot of different stuff, not always the mainstream things, and sometimes I'm a little behind, but I do want to introduce to you guys some of the different things that are out there in the bookish world that you may not have heard about. Maybe I can introduce you guys to a new genre that you guys have never gotten into before. The third question on this tag is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? Well, I'm most excited about meeting people within the Booktube community, finding out new recommendations from potential followers, learning all the new things that there are to learn in the bookish world that I'm not aware of, and hoping to just meet a whole bunch of great people. The fourth question on this tag is, why do you love reading? I love reading for a variety of reasons. Most importantly, I would say escapism. We live in a crazy time with Corona and with the elections coming up all across the globe and all these natural disasters, and it's sometimes okay and healthy to just take a step back and to read a book and to escape from your reality. And that's part of the reason I love sci-fi, mystery, fantasy books, because they can kind of take you out of the world just for a little bit and allow you the opportunity to explore a whole different world. It's also good to read because you may be able to add knowledge and make better choices, make more informed decisions in your day-to-day life. That is another reason why reading is great, because not only does it give you a form of escapism, but it also can help you be a better citizen of the world. The next question, what book or series got you into reading? Well, this is the fun question. I first started reading with the Harry Potter series, and that was one of the series that really got me in love with reading. But to spice it up a little bit was the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson, which is right here. This is the special edition. This is the first 3 books and the first trilogy in the Mistborn series, and it is first started by the Final Empire, and then the Well of Ascension, and the Hero of Ages being the last in the trilogy. And this series started my obsession with high fantasy as an adult. Another series that made me fall in love with urban fantasy and gave me the opportunity to explore different subgenres in the fantasy world was the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher, which is probably, up until this point, one of my favorite series of all time. This really just opened my eyes to a whole bunch of different authors out there and really just jump-started my passion and love for paranormal urban fantasy. The next book is probably the book that got me into loving mysteries, and which eventually led me down toward the horror books, is An Unwanted Guest by Shari Lapina. Apologies if I butchered that name. This book really got me into locked room mysteries and really helped me fall in love with the whole mystery genre. Now, the next question in this tag is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Well, I've got a few favorite booktubers. Murphy's channel, which will be tagged down below, is probably one of my favorite booktubers out there, and I really just would love to hear her thoughts and talk to her about her character analysis of Harry Potter characters she does, how she dissects these characters that we've loved for so long and adds new depths to them. It's very interesting to see a booktuber like critically analyze specific characters from a franchise that is so loved by millions, and it'd be interesting to talk to her about that. The next question is, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Well, obviously there's a lot of amazing people out there creating booktube channels, and I'm probably just one of a few dozens, hundreds that are starting their own channel. So I think the hardest challenge will be just being able to be unique and being different from others, and hopefully providing you guys with a new experience, while at the same time hoping that all the other people who are starting their own channels also have a great opportunity to thrive and grow into big channels. That is a challenge that I'm excited for and looking to find my way around. Another challenge that I can think of is finding different books that you guys haven't read before, so that'll be a great opportunity for me to discover new books out there, and also to introduce you guys to books that you guys may have not had the opportunity to find for yourselves yet, which I'm very excited about, overcoming that potential challenge. So the next question is, when did I start reading? Well, on one side I started reading with the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling back in the 2nd or 3rd grade, but more recently I would say that the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson, this series probably got me back into reading as an adult. And I found this series back in college, and this probably revitalized and refreshened what I'd been reading and introduced me to a whole new world of books and a whole new backlist and back catalog of authors and their works. So this is probably what I would say is a series that jump-started my reading most recently. The next question is, where do you read? Well, I love reading on the couch or on my bed. I think the best place to read is where you're most comfortable, and I can't read out in public because I'm worried about the faces I'm going to be making. So I think that reading in a private place where no one can see my faces that I'm making as I'm reading is the best place to read. And the last question on this tag is, what kinds of books do you like to read? Well, I've shown you 3 genres, high fantasy, urban fantasy, and mystery thriller. Another genre that I love to read is horror. So those are probably my 4 top genres, though I do read other stuff. Yeah, I pretty much am open to all types of books. I never will say no to a book just because of its genre or its category that it's placed in. But my favorite is obviously going to be fantasy, seconded by sci-fi, thirded by thrillers and mysteries, and 4th by horror. And the 5th would probably be historical fiction. Those are probably my top 5 genres, and that's not even including the subgenres, because I can make a whole list on my own, all my favorite subgenres, and we don't have the time for that today. But thank you, everyone. This is a start to my booktube channel, A Couple Books. This is Couple here, and I hope that you guys will like and subscribe down below. I look forward to seeing and hearing from you guys in the future.